Welcome to another episode of One Park at a Time. This time we will be doing Washington State. We kicked off our trip by flying into Seattle. We explored Pike Place Market, walked the pier, and took the monorail to the Space Needle. It was great because our hotel was attached to the station, so it made it really easy. At the Space Needle, there was an amazing playground named Artists at Play, and we spent over an hour there and then wrapped up the day with a delicious Thai dinner with friends. On day 2, our national park adventure began as we caught the ferry from Edmond to Kingston. After stocking up on groceries, we made our way to Olympic National Park and hiked Hurricane Ridge Big Meadow Nature Trail. On our way to our stop for the night, we took a break and played in Crescent Lake. The lake was the most amazing blue color I'd ever seen. After the lake, we jumped in the car and headed to our cozy Airbnb in Forks, Washington. Day 3, we explored the enchanting Hoh Rainforest. We got there around 9:30 on a Saturday and had to wait about an hour and a half to get to the park. After a few short hikes in the rainforest, we made our way to Ruby Beach, which is a must-see destination. The scenery with big rocks, tons of driftwood, and the black sand beaches was incredible. Here we made lunch on the beach and let the kiddos play in the sand, the surf, and they enjoyed checking out the starfish and crawling up on the big rocks and making forts in the driftwood. We then made our way to our beautiful beachfront Airbnb in Westport, where we collected sand dollars and soaked in the sunset. The next day we spent the morning in Westport. We got donuts, we bought new kites, had crab sandwiches, which were spectacular. We walked the pier and watched the fishing charters come in, and we even got to see a seal in the harbor, which was the highlight for Wallace, my youngest son. We finished the day playing on the beach at our Airbnb, where Sullivan, my oldest, got to test out his skimboard. We played with the new kites and enjoyed a beautiful sunset. The next morning we packed up and made our way to Packwood, Washington at the base of Mount Rainier. Our Airbnb was nestled in a beautiful fern-filled forest. Our first day at Mount Rainier, despite the rainy weather, we made our way to the Sunrise Ranger Station. While at the Ranger Station, all the kids became junior rangers. And then we did a short hike just outside the ranger station called Silver Forest. The boys searched for banana slugs. Then the boys broke away and did a short hike above Nardana Falls before wrapping up the day at Packwood Brewing. Our second day at Mount Rainier, we got super lucky and had beautiful blue clear skies as we made our way to the Paradise Ranger Station. We did a short hike to Myrtle Falls and had a spectacular view of the mountain. We wrapped up the afternoon at the Airbnb, where we made souvenir handkerchiefs using a process called cyanotype. Then we ended up once again at Packwood Brewing. The next morning we packed up and headed to Leavenworth, Washington. Leavenworth is an adorable German town nestled in the mountains, where we enjoyed authentic German food and drinks. If you're doing this trip, I cannot recommend Leavenworth enough, and we wished we had spent an extra day. But the next morning, we rented tubes and floated down and I'm gonna screw this up, but the Wenatchee River. Everyone had a great time. Then we hopped back in the cars and made our way to the Northern Cascades National Park. At one point, we even had to drive through a wildfire that was on both sides of the highway. We started our Northern Cascades adventure by stopping at the ranger station and then doing a short trail just as you enter the park called Trail of the Cedars. We spent a beach day at Ross Lake, where everybody enjoyed the very cool water and the beautiful scenery. We then broke up and did a hike to Ross Lake Dam. This trail was short but relatively strenuous, and with a little encouragement was not a problem for my 9-year-old. We wrapped up the day with some good conversation and some good board games at the Airbnb. After saying goodbye to part of our group, 2 of us rented kayaks and floated the Skagit River. There is a group called Northern Cascade Kayaks where you scan a QR code and just grab the kayaks right out of a guy's garage. The views were absolutely breathtaking and it's one of the highlights of the trip. After getting off the river, we grabbed dinner in town and then packed up to head back to Texas. I hope you enjoyed this episode of One Park at a Time, Washington State, and check the description for links to all of our activities, and we look forward to the next adventure.